Pope Francis urges everyone to get COVID-19 vaccines for the good of all.
Here's a summary of the article.
Vatican City, August 18. Pope Francis issued an appeal on Wednesday urging people to get inoculated against COVID-19, saying the vaccines could bring an end to the pandemic, but needed to be taken by everyone. Thanks to God's grace and to the work of many, we now have vaccines to protect us from COVID-19, the Pope said in a video message made on behalf of the non-profit U.S. group the Ad Council and the Public Health Coalition COVID Collaborative. Vaccines are widely available in mainly wealthier nations, but mistrust and hesitancy over the newly developed shots have meant that many people are refusing to take them, leaving them especially vulnerable as the Delta variant spreads. Pope Francis was himself vaccinated in March, saying at the time that it was an ethical obligation. Vaccination is a simple but profound way of promoting the common good and caring for each other, especially the most vulnerable. I pray to God that everyone may contribute their own small grain of sand, their own small gesture of love, the Pope said in his latest video message. The Ad Council and COVID Collaborative launched vaccine public service announcements to the U.S. public in January across television, websites and social media. In a statement, the Ad Council said the Pope's message represented its first campaign designed for a global audience.
This post received a score of 14,000, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
American Catholics that are anti-vax, not my Pope.
As Catholic, raised, there's no such thing as not my Pope. He's divinely chosen by the cardinals and you can disagree on some issues, but if it's not your Pope, it's not your religion. Sorry, them's the rules.
May I interest you in learning about sedevacantism? You're right that there's no such thing in Catholicism proper, but don't tell that to the Seds. Or do tell them, if you want to start an argument.
Greater than sedevacantism is the position held by some traditional Catholics that the present occupier of the Holy See is not a valid pope due to the mainstream church's alleged espousal of modernism and that, for lack of a valid pope, the see is vacant. Most sedevacantists believe that the Holy See has been vacant since the death of Pope Pius XII in 1958. Others believe that there is no certainty of the vacancy until the moment before Pope Paul VI promulgated Lumen Gentium, which sedevacantists regard as heretical.
He has been pushing for acceptance of the vaccine for over a year. Furthermore, this is obviously directed at those who are vaccine skeptics. More broadly, it's not surprising Francis accepts the science of the vaccines. There was recent data that showed that vaccine skepticism in religious communities actually declined when religious leaders from their pulpits preached on the acceptability of vaccines.
All the Jesuit high schools and universities I've heard of are very strong in science.
Thanks to God's grace and to the work of many, we now have vaccines to protect us from COVID-19, the Pope said in a video message made on behalf of the non-profit U.S. group the Ad Council and the Public Health Coalition COVID Collaborative. They grant us the hope of ending the pandemic, but only if they are available to all and if we work together. Vaccines are widely available in mainly wealthier nations, but mistrust and hesitancy over the newly developed shots have meant that many people are refusing to take them, leaving them especially vulnerable as the Delta variant spreads.
Still, the man sits upon his roof and awaits his salvation from God. The winds begin to wail and the man begins to clutch more tightly to his roof. Climb the ladder. Barely able to yell over the roar of the storm, the man yells back, God will save me yet. I can't go with you. The pilot, unable to keep his position in the gale, flies off. The worst of the hurricane rains down upon the man's home until finally, it collapses and the man drowns in the debris and maelstrom.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.